Hello. Uh, can you hear me?
Good evening, sir. Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yeah. Good evening. Tell me your doubts. We are going to discuss from exercise 36, 37, and assignment 1. Whatever doubts you have from this, you can share. We'll discuss those questions.
Sir, I have in exercise 36, I have
Mm,
question number 13.
Okay, 1 second. Exercise 36, question 13 is R1 plus R2 tan C by 2 is equal to R2 minus R cot C by 2.
So I think it's R3 minus R, right?
It is R3 minus R is equal to small c. This is what you have to prove, right?
Yes, sir.
So use the formula for R1, R2. You can say R1 is equal to del by S minus A and R2 is equal to del by S minus B, right? Where del is the area. So you can say del by S minus A plus del by S minus B multiplied by tan C by 2. That is your this thing, right?
Yes, sir.
So what you get here is del common 1 by s minus a plus 1 by s minus b. When you add, you will get s minus b plus s minus a by s minus a into s minus b. And tan c by 2. Tan c by 2 also we can write as root over sine c by 2 by cos c by 2. So it is s minus a s minus b by s minus c, right?
Oh,
This,
yes, sir. Yes,
this
sir.
is a formula from chapter 12. We have seen
Yes, sir.
that by cosine rule you can get this. And now what you get is these two roots cancel and here it becomes a root, and root of this multiplied by root of this is just del, so this cancels. And what you get is 2s minus a minus b, which is equal to c, right? Correct. We are able to prove this equality. You just have to apply the formulas, it works out, right?
Yes.
Similarly, you can do this also. There is no difference. You just do the same thing. R3 is equal to del by s minus c minus r, which is minus del by s, right?
Yes, sir.
And similarly, do cot c by 2 formula like this. It will be root over s minus c by s minus a s minus b. It will work out again. So that's how you do question 13. What else?
Uh, and the same exercise, question number 22.
Question number 22 is basically going to use some other questions that you're supposed to prove. So in question 22, you have to do r square plus r1 square plus r2 square plus r3 square is equal to 16 capital R square minus a square minus b square minus c square. Now here you have to use question number 10 and question number 18. So in question number 18, what you have already proved is that R1 plus R2 plus R3 is equal to 4 capital R plus small r, right? And question number 10, you have already proved that R1 R2 plus R2 R3 plus R3 R1 is equal to S square. These are two questions that have been done already. So if you know how to do them, what we will just use is these two formulas. So what we will do is
We can square them now, right? I think.
you will do square of this whole square. So think of this as one term and a plus b whole square. So it is this plus this whole square plus r square plus 2r into r1 plus r2 plus r3, right?
Yes.
And let's think about what this is. 2r into r1 plus r2 plus r3 will be equal to 2 times del by s, and this is del by s minus a plus del by s minus b plus del by s minus c, right? So 2 del square by s, and you have 1 by s minus a, s minus b, s minus c here. And on top you have s minus a, s minus b plus s minus b, s minus c plus s minus c, s minus a, right?
Yes, sir.
Now s into this will cancel the del square, right? So what
Yes,
you're
sir.
ending up is just 2 times this thing. So simplifying this a little bit, you get this is equal to basically 2 times, there are 3 s square terms that will come, 3s square minus s a plus b minus s b plus c. So minus s can be taken common, and a plus b plus b plus c plus c plus a will be 2 times a plus b plus c, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
plus ab plus bc plus ca, that is what will be there. This 2 times a plus b plus c is basically going to be equal to minus 4s, right?
Yes, sir.
Correct. So minus 4s into s, so minus 4s square. So you get 2 times ab plus bc plus ca minus s square, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So basically what you get is this expression is equal to 2 times ab plus bc plus ca minus 2s square, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now this thing is equal to 4r plus capital R whole square, 4r plus capital R whole square plus r square plus 2 times ab plus bc plus ca minus 2s square, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you have to simplify this a little bit. You'll get 16 capital R square plus r square plus r square. So plus 2r square. And you also get plus 8rr, something like that. Let me think. Okay, 1 second. What you need is actually just these squares, right? So what we need is, don't put in the values right now. You can write this as r1 square plus r2 square plus r3 square plus 2 r1 r2 plus 2 r2 r3 plus 2 r3 r1 plus r square plus 2r r1 plus r2 plus r3, right? And this is
Yes.
equal to this whole thing square, right?
Yes, sir.
And the whole thing square can be written as uh, mm, okay.
Sir, we can write this as 4r plus 2r,
Hmm.
and then the r is 2 we can take common and replace it with s square.
See, we are just writing it as 4r plus 2r whole square, and we say these three terms and this term, we keep it here, and everything else we bring this side, right?
Yes, sir.
So then you have the LHS on this side, right? LHS is coming here,
Hmm.
and everything else you bring on the other side. So you will get 16r square plus 4r square plus 16r minus this term minus 2 times r1 r2 plus r2 r3 plus r3 r1 minus 2 small r, and r1 plus r2 plus r3 is 4r plus small r, right?
Yes.
Is equal to what we need as the LHS. So here this becomes minus 8rr and this becomes minus 2r square. So you get plus 2r square
And 8r.
and 8rr. Okay, so we are getting close. We can keep this as it is. We'll not touch this. And we'll say that everything else we have to simplify as this, right?
Yes.
So we are getting plus 2r square plus 8rr minus 2 times this thing. We have to prove that this much is equal to a square plus b square plus c square. Like minus of a
Yes.
square plus b square plus c square, right?
Yes.
So to prove that,
Sir, we also have that as s square, no? That r1, r2 plus r2, r3, 1.
should we use that? If we use that, yeah, we
We
should
can
use
get
that.
ABC terms then.
So it's just a little bit of simplification. I don't want to do it. You try it out. This one, you can try it out. This one, right? You put that here, you will get AB plus BC plus CA terms, and you have S square, and you know S is equal to A plus B plus C by 2, right?
Yes, sir.
So just try the simplifications, it will work out. It is just long, and you just have to realize that you have to use these two, and you have to uh, get this 2r into r1 plus r2 plus r3 is equal to this. Basically now it's just about a lot of algebra and simplification. You can check it out, like
Yes,
it is
sir.
doable. It's just long.
I'll try. Yeah.
Hmm.
Sir, so are we supposed to remember these results which we obtained in these questions?
No, you are supposed to remember the easy ones, the nice ones. For example, the ones that you should remember are result in exercise 36, result number 7, which is r1 r2 r3 is equal to del square. Result number 10, which is r1 r2 plus r2 r3 plus r3 r1 is equal to s square. Then the nice ones, basically, which you can remember, this one is nice, 11th one, right? And 18th one, r1 plus r2 plus r3 is equal to 4 capital R plus small r. That's it, I think. These results, if you remember, then that is more than enough. You don't have to remember anything else.
Okay, sir.
Because sometimes this will come up in questions. So if you know it, remember it, then it will be much faster. So these 4 are enough, nothing more. What else?
So that's all from my side for 36 exercises.
37? Or if anybody has any other question in 36. Exercise 37, any questions?
Sir, these starting 5 8 questions now,
Hmm.
which have this I2, I1, all that stuff.
Hmm.
I got the starting one, but then later I don't know how to do that.
Which one you got?
The first one,
Hmm. So
And second one I got halfway through, then I got confused.
okay, so there is a triangle ABC. I is the incenter. A, B, C. I is the incenter. First one is finding the length of IA. That is easy because you can draw the perpendicular like this from I. This is small r, right?
Yes, sir. We can get that.
And this is A by 2. So you can say sine A by 2 is equal to perpendicular, which is small r, divided by AI, right?
Yes, sir.
So AI is r by sine A by 2 or r cosec A by 2. That is the first one. So obviously if AI is like this, BI will be what?
R cosec B by 2.
And CI will be r cosec C by 2. So second one is just multiplying AI, BI, CI, right? Which
Yes,
is coming as r cube cosec, cosec, cosec. So that is by sine, 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 right?
yes, sir.
Okay. And we have to prove it is ABC and all. So first thing to do is r cube, we have to replace that with something. So if r cube you replace, you will get, using the formula 4r sine A by 2 sine B by 2 sine C by 2, you'll get 64 r cube, capital R cube, right?
Yes.
64 capital R cube, and you'll get sine cube, sine cube, sine cube divided by sine, sine, sine. So you'll be left with
Sine square A by 2 sine
sine square C by 2. Okay, now you have to remove this part, right?
square.
So you have sine rule, which is A by sine A is equal to B by sine B is equal to C by sine C is equal to 2R, right? So R can be written as A by 2 sine A or A B by 2 sine B or C by 2 sine C, right?
Yes, sir.
So each R you will write one time as this, one time as this, one time as this. So you'll get ABC, right?
Yes, sir.
So you'll get ABC by 8 sine A sine B sine C, right?
Hmm.
So you'll get 64 and 8 will cancel. It will be 8 ABC by sine A sine B sine C and multiplied by sine square A by 2 cos sine square B by 2 sine square C by 2,
Yes.
right? And each sine A sine B sine C you can write as double angle, like 2 sine A by 2 sine B by 2 cos B by 2, right?
Yes, sir. Okay, then it will come in terms of tan. Cancel.
2 will cancel 8
Hmm.
and 1 sine will cancel and cos will
Cos
be
with
there.
tan. Yes,
So it
sir.
will become tan. So that is part B. Part B is just a trigonometric simplification after you know part 1.
Hmm.
What is question number 3? Question number 3 is asking you to find AI1, right?
Yes, sir.
I1 is what? I1 is the first X center, which is opposite to the side A, angle A.
Yes, sir.
So construct the figure appropriately. Basically extend the internal angle bisector of angle A till you come to that I1 point, right?
Yes, sir.
So after that you have to think about how to write it. It's very easy actually. You just have to draw the figure. If you draw the figure properly and understand, then it is done. So extend this is going to be extended and you will come to I1 somewhere here, and here the bisectors are also meeting here like this, right?
Hmm.
And what is R1? R1 is perpendicular from I1 to the extended sides, right?
Yes, sir.
This is R1 or this is R1, right?
Oh, sir. I think I'll get this one. I didn't consider the radius which was on the other sides. I simply took the on the BC radius.
So radius is on all, no?
Ah, sir.
So same philosophy, it's the same triangle, big triangle now.
Yes, sir.
You will say sine of a by 2 is equal to r1 by ai1, right?
Hmm.
ai1 will come as r1's cosec a by 2, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so third one is obviously easy. Fourth one, I1 now. How will you find I1? Suppose you know AI1 and you know AI. Obviously, I1 is equal to,
AI1 minus 2.
correct. So you have R1 by sine A by 2 minus R by sine A by 2, right?
Yes, sir.
So you have to just say it is equal to R1 minus R by sine A by 2, right?
Hmm.
And you have to prove that that is equal to A sec A by 2 or whatever, right? So
Yes,
now
sir.
we have to use some formulas to get this. So let's use some formulas for R1 and R to get that. So we will say R1 is equal to del by S minus A, R is equal to del by S, right?
Yes, sir.
Or you can use trigonometric formulas also. So R1 is equal to, let's write R first. R is equal to 4R sine A by 2 sine B by 2 sine C by 2, right? And R1 would be 4R. Sine will be sine, but causes, it will become cos, right? We have seen that earlier, right?
Yes, sir.
Sine remains same, but these two signs become cos because they're actually 90 minus b by 2 now, right? 90 minus c by 2 here. So r1 minus r is coming out to be what? 4r sine a by 2 can be taken common, right? And you have cos b by 2 cos c by 2 minus,
Sin B by 2. Sin C.
that is a formula in trigonometry. Cos minus sin is cos b plus c,
Hmm.
right? Which is equal to 90 minus a by 2. So sine a by 2 again, right?
Yes, sir.
So you have 4r sine square a by 2 divided by sine a by 2, right? So we are
Yes.
getting 4r sine a by 2. And now again, use sine rule to write this as a by 2 sine a, right? 4a by 2 sine a by 2, right?
Hmm.
And this is 4 sine a by 2 cos a by 2, right?
Yes.
4 sine a by 2 gets cancelled, a by cos a by 2, which is a sec a by 2, is I1, correct?
Yes. So then I guess similarly the other ones too.
I1 you get now,
Hmm.
obviously then sixth one you can get,
Yes, sir.
because I1 is gotten, then II2 will be similar,
A
and
sec B by
II3 will be
B
similar.
sec B by 2 and C sec C by 2.
Now I2, I3, how will you get? Fifth one. So draw a figure and think about it. I2, I3. So let's say this is my figure A, B, C. I1 is here. This will be your I2. And this will be your I3. Okay.
Yes.
When you extend these external angle bisectors, like you will realize that I2, I3 is a straight line,
Hmm.
because there will be only one external angle bisector. Like for angle A, when you draw one bisector here, this side also, this angle is also being bisected. So we have to find out the length of I2, I3. So think about it and tell me how you will do that.
Sir, we have AI1, AI2 and AI3. So
So AI2, we know just like we know AI1 in question 3, right?
Yes. So
A,
R2 cosec B by 2.
R2 cosec A by 2, right?
B by 2, no?
Why B by 2?
Opposite to angle B into. So,
AI1 was R1 cosec A by 2, no?
okay, so if it had been BI2, then we have to take B by 2.
Yeah. I mean, you have to realize the symmetry. AI2 is R2 cosec A by 2. So AI1 was R1 cosec A by 2. So AI2 should be R2 cosec A by 2, right?
Yes.
Or you can think about it also. AI2 would be, think of the radius here. This is R2, right?
Hmm.
Correct.
Yes.
And this angle is how much? This angle will be 180 minus A. This is A. 180 minus 90 minus A by 2, right?
Right.
90 minus A by 2 is here. R2 here. So you can say that sine of 90 minus A by 2 will be equal to R2 by AI2, right?
Hmm.
So AI2 is equal to R2 by cos A by 2, right?
Yes, sir.
R2 by cos A by 2. So I'm getting
So
R2
sec.
sec. 1 second, maybe I made a mistake.
So I think we are rather right here because AI1 is a longer distance than if you see than AI2.
1 second. R2 by cos I'm getting. R2 sec A by 2 is coming. So R2 sec A by 2. I think what I have done here geometrically is correct. You don't have to extrapolate formulas. Okay.
Yes. Sir.
I mean, if you are not sure, then don't try to guess the formula. Just do geometrically, right? This is correct because this must be R2 perpendicular and this angle must be 9. This is A, so this is 180 minus A, so this is 90 minus A by 2, right?
Yes.
So this is definitely right. I'm just doing trigonometry. I'm doing sine of this angle, which is 90 minus A by 2 is equal to R2 by AI2. So AI2 is this, right?
Yes.
AI3, again do the same thing. This is R3. So it will be R3 by this angle. Again, it is 90 minus A by 2, right?
3 seconds.
So R3 sec A by 2. So now if you have what you have to do is add. So I'll do sec A by 2 common R2 plus R3, right? Right.
Yes.
So R2 plus R3 sec A by 2. If you use the formula, it will be 4R sine B by 2 and cos A by 2 cos C by 2 plus 4R sine C by 2 and cos B by 2 cos A by 2, right? Correct, no?
Yes.
And if I take common here, 4R, I can take 4R cos A by 2 common. Now what I'll get sine B by 2 cos C by 2 plus cos B by 2 sine C by 2, which is sine of B by 2 plus C by 2, right?
Yes. And that sec A by 2, cos A by 2 will cancel.
This is 90 minus A by 2, so it is cos A by 2, which will cancel the sec A by 2. So you are getting 4R cos A by 2, right?
Yes. Sir.
4R cos A by 2 can be converted into what we need by just writing it as 4 into A by 2 sine A into cos A by 2, right?
Yes.
And 2 sine A will be 4 sine A by 2 cos A by 2, right?
Hmm.
4 cancels, cos A by 2 cancels, we are getting A by sine A by 2, right?
Yes.
We are getting I2, I3 is equal to A cosec A by 2, right?
Yeah.
So all of these questions are about drawing the figure and thinking of proper angles, and it's not very difficult steps, right?
Yes. Sir.
It's not difficult steps. It's just that if you try to use formulas, you might get confused about which formula to use when. What you have to use is common sense. Not try to mug up some formulas and use them. Just think about what length do I need, which triangle can I use, what angle should I use. You understand?
Right, sir.
Okay, so that is question number 5.
Sir,
Question number 6. Huh.
also this line I1A,
Hmm.
not I1A, like I1I.
Hmm.
Would that be perpendicular to I3, I2?
I1.
Yes,
No,
sir.
not necessary. It is bisector, no? Wait, once again, it will be a by 2 and 90 minus a by 2, right?
Yes, sir.
So it is 90 adding up to 90. So
Yeah.
basically, what you're getting is I1 to A is an altitude, right?
Yes.
I1 to A is an altitude of triangle I1, I2, I3, right?
Yes, sir.
So point of intersection of altitudes will be the I, and that I point is orthocenter of the big triangle.
Yes, sir.
So whatever ABC was the normal triangle, the in center of ABC is the orthocenter of I1, I2, I3. Okay.
Yes.
We can prove that easily. We have proved that it is altitude. Why?
Uh,
Because this
90.
angle is a by 2 and this is 90 minus a by 2. So the total is adding up to 90. So now you just have to show that this is an altitude. A figure is wrong here, but you will realize what is happening.
Yes, sir.
Till 6 is done. I2, I3 whole square. You just have to use the fifth one only. There is no issue,
Hmm.
right? I3, I1, I2. One angle is being asked now. Question 8.
Yes, sir.
So the angle at the I1 is being asked in the big triangle. So we have a situation like this. This is my I1. This is A. Extend it a little bit. Bisect it like this. Extend this. This is your I2. This is B. This is C. Extend this and meet it here. This is your I3. Right?
Yes, sir.
You are being asked I3, I1, I2, that angle. So very easy. This is very easy, right?
So this one I got. Yes.
This is 90 minus B by 2 and 90 minus C by 2, right?
Same. Yeah. Angles.
This has to be B by 2 plus C by 2, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now ninth one will come if you, because we know I1 and all, right?
Hmm.
I1 also we know, and I2, I3 also we have proved, right?
Yes.
So similarly, just prove that they are equal, right?
Yes, sir.
10th one you can now find, because what do we
Okay.
know? You have to find area of I1, I2, I3, right?
Yes.
And what do we know now? We know one side I2, I3, right?
Yes.
Correct. So similarly, we know I3, I1 also same way we can do. And we know I3, I1, I2 also, right?
Sir, rather than this, we know AI1 and AI1 is perpendicular to I3, I2.
That is also can be done. Yeah, AI1 length, so half base into height you can do.
Yes.
Or you can do half into I1, I3 into I2, I3 into sine of this angle, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Multiple ways you can do. I'm saying that this side into included angle sine, right?
Yes.
Or AI1 is perpendicular. So AI1 length and I2, I3 length, do just multiply those two and half, right?
Yes, sir.
10th one is like that. 11th one also will be obvious now. You can do it.
Hmm.
What else?
Nothing else, sir.
How much have you tried?
Sir, I tried this much and then it was 18%.
12 onwards, there are slightly harder questions. Have you tried 12, 13 and all?
Yes, sir. So those were mostly trigonometric questions, to be honest. Because
What?
uh, trigonometric questions, like we had found those distances formula right before. So
We
using those
found, uh,
derivation, the way we derived those formula, I just derived them one more time,
hmm.
and then I used it here. So it was more of trigonometric simplification.
But 14 is not that because 14 has not been derived. No, O to G. Wait, O to G circumcenter to centroid. What you have to do in 14 is basically realize that we know the ratio in which they are divided, right?
Hmm.
Like, so far, what you know from the derivations in the book is that orthocenter to circumcenter, and circumcenter to incenter, right?
Yes.
And we know that centroid lies on that and it is dividing it in the ratio 2:1, right?
Yes, sir.
So out of the 4 points, incenter is the one that is not lying on that line,
Hmm.
right? And in the book, the distances that are derived are OC and OI, where what I mean is orthocenter to circumcenter, orthocenter to circumcenter, and circumcenter to incenter. These are the distances that are derived, right?
Hmm. Yes, sir.
So,
Oh, sir, now I see I've actually marked it. The 14th question and the 17th question.
so first question that he's asking, IO. I here is incenter, O is circumcenter. That is fine because that has been derived already. You just have to simplify it and show it in a different way, right?
Hmm.
In the book already, OI square is derived as R square minus 2 capital R, this distance. So you just have to prove that this square or R square minus 2 capital R is equal to what he is asking you to prove, 3R square minus stuff, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
2R square cos A plus cos B plus cos C, right?
Right.
This proof is not hard. For this, you just need to use the identity. If you turn over to exercise 20 in chapter 9, you will get an identity for cos A plus cos B plus cos C in a triangle. In any triangle, cos A plus cos B plus cos C will be a special thing. So turn over to exercise 20, chapter number 9.
Yes, sir. So question, which question?
I don't remember the question number. You have to.
Oh, yeah, sir. Six, question number 6.
What is it
1
saying?
plus 1 plus 4 sin A by 2 sin B by 2 sin C by 2.
Cos A minus 1 minus 4 or 1 plus 4?
So 1 plus 4.
Sin A by 2, sin B by 2, sin C by 2.
Yes, sir.
So the way you prove these, you need to learn how to prove these. These are called conditional identities. Conditional identities. And they are conditional because this identity is true only if angle A, angle B, and angle C are part of a triangle. Basically, what it means is A plus B plus C should be 180 degrees. Only then. Why? Because what can we do here? Let's see. So if I do cos A plus cos B, I can write it as 2 cos A plus B by 2 into cos A minus B by 2, right?
Hmm.
Plus I have a cos C, right?
Yes.
So now cos C can be written as cos of 180 minus A plus B, right?
Yes.
And cos of 180 minus A plus B is minus cos theta, right? Minus cos A plus B,
Hmm.
right? So
Yes.
what we have is 2 cos, actually, yeah, I didn't need to do that. I could have done it in a slightly different way. So when I have a 2 cos A plus B by 2 here, it can be written as 90 minus C by 2, right? right?
Yes.
2 cos a plus b by 2 can be written as 2 cos 90 minus c by 2, which will be 2 sin c by 2, right?
Yes, sir.
2 sin c by 2 cos a minus b by 2 plus cos c. And cos c can be written as double angle using double angle formula 1 minus 2 sine square c by 2.
Yes.
This is the expansion for cos c, formula for cos c using the double angle of half angle formula. Okay.
Yes,
So now what you can say is I will take 2 sine c by 2 common from this term and third term. So 2 sine c by 2 common, you'll get cos of a minus b by 2 minus sine of c by 2 and plus 1, right?
yes.
And now you write c by 2 as 90 minus a plus b by 2. So sine of c by 2 will become cos of a plus b by 2, right?
Yes.
So you'll get 2 sine c by 2 cos of a minus b by 2 minus cos of a plus b by 2, right?
Yes.
And there is a plus 1 outside. And this is cos a minus b minus cos a plus b, something like that, which will come out to be 2 sine a by 2 sine b by 2 once you simplify. How do you
Yes.
simplify? You can basically say that this is cos a by 2 minus b by 2, which is cos plus sine, right?
Yes.
Cos plus sine. And the second term is cos minus sine, right?
Hmm.
Cos minus sine, but you have to subtract, right?
So cos will cancel.
So
And
it will
those
become
were,
2 sine a by 2 sine b by 2.
yes.
So you're getting 1 plus 4 sine a sine b sine c, right? By 2, right?
Yes.
If you use that identity here for cos a plus cos b plus cos c, you will immediately get the answer because it will become what? 1 plus 4. So it will become r square minus 8. R square minus 8r square sine a by 2 sine b by 2 sine c by 2, right? Correct.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now this part you can simplify because you can say that 8r square can be written as 4r into 2r, right? Correct.
Yes. Yes.
And 4r sine a by 2 sine b by 2 sine c by 2 is simply small r, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is r square minus 2 capital R, right?
Hmm. Okay. Yes.
So basically, the question here is just a direct thing from the formula that has already been derived. But the other questions will not be like that. For example, IP square was not done in the proof in the book. IP is in center to ortho center, right?
Yes, sir.
That was not shown in the book. That is something that you have to figure out yourself. And again, the method is simply join the ortho center to a vertex A and in center also to vertex A, right?
Yes, sir.
And you will know the ortho center to vertex A distance, which will be 2r cos A, and in center to vertex A distance will be r by sine A by 2.
Yes, sir.
And then you just need the middle angle once. If you can find that angle in the middle, which is easy only, after that you can do cosine rule and get it, right?
Hmm. Yes, sir.
14th one, however, 14th one, you have to use a fact that because orthocenter here, circumcenter and centroid are divided in that ratio, orthocenter, centroid, and circumcenter are divided in this ratio of 2:1. And I know the overall distance by the formula given in the book, right? So obviously I will know centroid to circumcenter distance, right?
Yes, sir.
OG is what is being asked. It is asking for circumcenter to centroid, right? Right.
Yes, sir.
So that is 1/3 of a circumcenter to orthocenter. So just do 1 by 9 of whatever was OC square in the proof in the book, right?
Hmm.
And you have to after that simplify and prove it. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
15th and 16th are, however, again not very easy. It is slightly annoying, 15th and 16th. Have you thought about that?
I actually tried that. I was still doing them.
So, like, let's think about 15th ones. 15th is area triangle IOP. I is in center, O is circumcenter, P is orthocenter. In center, O is circumcenter, and P is orthocenter. The problem here is that the angles are really hard to find. Like you can draw the figure. Let's draw it and see. The problem is not the side lengths of this triangle. The problem is the angles.
Yeah, side length we calculate.
So suppose we have to find in center. In center will be somewhere here. This is my I, let's say. We need orthocenter. Orthocenter would be somewhere here. This is my P. And we need circumcenter. Circumcenter would be somewhere like this. Let's say this is my O, right? IOP triangle. Something like this. Okay.
Yes.
The lengths are fine because we know some stuff about the lengths, right?
Yes.
For example, O to I we know already from the derivation in the book. We know O to P from derivation in the book, right?
Yes.
So we know we can find out IP also. IP, I think, is a question just now that was asked, right?
Question 30. Yeah.
13th one is IP, right?
Hmm.
So side lengths are fine, but to find area, what do you need? Half BC sine A, something like that, right?
Yeah.
So you need one angle at least, right?
Hmm.
Here, all three sides are known. Technically, you can do Heron's formula, but it is very long
That's
and annoying.
complicated. Yeah.
It will be long and annoying, and it is not the best way to do it. So here, what you can do instead, because finding this angle will be really hard. So you have to think of some alternate way. So what you can do instead is think of triangle. We have to find area of IOP, right?
Hmm.
So think of triangle AAOP and triangle AIP, right? And subtract.
Okay.
AOP will be which triangle? This big triangle, right?
Yeah.
AIP will be the small triangle, right?
Hmm.
These triangles are easier to find because there is a vertex A, right? So angles are possible.
Yes.
To understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Triangle AOP area is not so hard to find because AP is easy, AO is easy, an angle can be found.
That's fine. Yes.
AIP is also not so hard to find because AP, AI are known, an angle can be found, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So included angle is known, two sides are known, so areas are known, right?
Yeah. Okay. Then we can just.
The subtraction is easy to do rather than finding it directly.
Yes.
Okay, so that is the trick in 15th and 16th. So you have to think on those lines. Can you think of that area as a subtraction of two other triangle areas? Right?
Hmm.
17th one is 9-point circle. I have already told you that 9-point center is the midpoint of ONC, right?
Yes.
So distance of so then midpoint it is, then can you prove it from there? Distance of center of 9-point circle from the angle A. So basically you have a triangle. Suppose you know that center of 9-point circle is midpoint of the OC line, right?
Mhm.
Then you have to find distance of that midpoint from the vertex A, right?
Yes.
So let's draw our orthocenter O and our circumcenter somewhere here. This is your circumcenter, let's call it X. And midpoint of OX is 9-point center. So in triangle AOX, I have to find length of median, right?
Towards theorem we can apply.
And length of median, we already know the formula also,
Ah,
right?
yes.
By Stewart's theorem only, we get the formula. So in triangle AOX, if you find length of A median, right?
Yes.
That will be your distance of 9-point center from vertex A, right?
Yes.
It will come out to be this half of root over 2b square plus 2c square minus a square, where this side is called A and these sides are B and C, right?
Mhm.
Correct.
Yes. Sir. But this still would be a bit lengthy.
There is no easy way. There is no other shorter way. B is 2r cos A. C is R, right?
Mhm.
It's not very long. O A is known, right? It is R square root over R square 1 minus 8 cos A cos B cos C or something, right?
Yes.
This OC derivation was there in the book, no?
Hmm.
It is R square 1 minus 8 cos A cos B cos C. That is this square.
Yes.
So it's not so long also. Just this plus this, twice of this square plus this square minus this square and half of root of that. You try that, you will get it,
Okay. Sir.
right?
Yes.
Okay. So what about the others? Have others done anything in exercise 36, 37 and assignment 1? I hope everybody else is also doing something. If you're just coming to class without attempting, there's no point, right? Nobody is even coming to class. Only 2, 3 people come every class. It's like you bought the course, but you don't want to do the course. Fine, it's fine. I mean, whoever wants to learn will learn. Otherwise, other people can chill. Have you tried similar the assignment 1 similarity?
Answer.
It was happening or it was not happening?
But I tried it. I got some questions.
So try it also. Like, let's try and finish that assignment. 10 questions only are there. All the
Hmm.
questions are based on similarity only. So try it once. Tomorrow we'll discuss a little bit about that assignment and we'll move forward with other geometry properties.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir.
So try it till tomorrow and we'll discuss a little bit of that and then we'll go ahead.
Okay. So from this assignment, can you just tell me one question?
Which one?
Uh, just a second. Yeah. Question number 4.
Uh, which is it? Length of 2 sides of a triangle.
Yeah.
Length of 2 sides of a triangle are equal to A, while length of third side is equal to B. Find the radius of the circumcircle, right?
Hmm.
So now that you know so much properties of triangle, you should be able to find it, no? This is an isosceles triangle, right?
Yes.
So let's say these are the isosceles sides. So those are called A, right?
Yes.
A, and the other one is B. This is B, right? And let this be called BC and this be called A. And midpoint here is, let's say, B1, right?
Yes.
Let's say, 1 second. Let's label it this one as I'll just draw it again. Base is this. Base is, let's say, this is B and this is A and this is C. The midpoint of the base is B1, let's say, and midpoint of BC is A1, let's say. This is midpoint. This is also midpoint. So triangle B, and let's say O is the center of the circumcircle. So how will we draw circumcircle center? You have to draw perpendiculars, right?
Yes.
Perpendicular bisector, and because it's isosceles triangle, it will pass through this B, right?
Yes.
And another perpendicular bisector here, and the intersection point is my center, right? This is my center, no? O.
Yes.
So we have to find BO distance, right?
Hmm.
That is going to be our radius, correct?
Yes.
Now look at triangle BOA1. Triangle BOA1. This is 90. And triangle BCB1. This is also 90, right?
Yes.
Correct. In this triangle, can we get similarity? We know that this angle will be equal to B by 2, right? So the
Yes.
angles here are B by 2, 90 and 90 minus B by 2, right?
Yes.
And in BCB1, we get B by 2, C and 90, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what are we getting then? Angles in this are 90, B by 2 and BOA1, right? And angles here are 90, B by 2 and C, right?
Yes.
So obviously two angles are matching. So C is equal to BOA1 also, right?
Yeah.
This is C, right? And the triangles are coming as similar triangles now, right?
Yes.
So we can say that BO by BA1 will be equal to BC by BB1. By doing similarity ratios, now think BO by BA1, right, is the same as BC by BB1. BC.
B. Yeah.
Why? Because we can write it in a simpler way also. We can say that what is the angle, what is the side opposite B by 2 in the small triangle? It is OA1, right?
Yes.
So OA1 by side opposite to B by 2 in the big triangle is B1C, right?
Hmm.
What is the side opposite to 90 degree in the small triangle? It is BO, right?
Yeah.
Side opposite to 90
BC.
here is BC. Side opposite to angle C in the small triangle is BA1. And side opposite to angle C in the big triangle is BB1, right? So these two are giving me what I wrote here, right?
Yes.
Correct. So now from here, BO is R, right? BO is R. R is equal to BA1 by BB1 into BC, right? Correct.
Yes.
And BC and B, this was A and this was B, right? BA1 is how much? BA1 is basically, okay, BA1 is, it's half of this, right? So it's A by 2,
A
right?
by 2.
A by 2. What is BC1? BB1. BB1 is in a 90-degree triangle. I know this is B by 2 and this is A, right? So BB1 is root over A square minus B square by 4, right? And BC is B by 2, right? Correct.
Yes.
So you have R is equal to AB by 4 root over A square minus B square by 4, right?
Yes.
So this will become 4A square minus B square by 4. So it will become AB by 2 root over 4A square minus B square, right? Something like this should come, no?
Yes. Sir.
You understand, no, what is happening?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh, wait, BC, I have made a mistake. BC was also equal to A only, no? What am I writing?
BC is how, sir? It's B by 2.
BC is A, no?
Oh, okay. Oh, I was thinking B1.
BA1 is A by 2, BC is A, right?
Yes, sir.
B1 is what we have written correctly. So it is actually not this, it is A square by 2 root over A square minus B square by 4, right? So it is A square by 2 goes inside, it becomes root over 4A square minus B square, right?
Yes, sir.
Correct. So this is the radius of the circumcircle in any isosceles triangle. So this is a nice result. So if you know the two sides of an isosceles triangle, you can get this, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We are getting it by similar triangles. This
Yeah.
triangle is similar to the big triangle here.
Yes, sir.
Try the rest. We'll discuss it tomorrow and we'll do other theory also.
Okay, sir.
Okay. That's all for now. I'll see you guys tomorrow then.
Thank you, sir. Bye. Good night.
Bye.